Hi, I'm Mike Potter, and I'd like to welcome you to the True Wealth Financial Show, a show dedicated to providing Christians with the information and inspiration to successfully navigate financial decisions, intentionally build wealth, and retire with confidence so that they can focus on the more important aspects of life. I appreciate you taking the time to tune in today. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. Additionally, you can find more information on our website at www.truewealth.show. And now, let's get on to this week's episode. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the True Wealth Show. Thanks again for taking the time to tune in. Great job on continuing to invest in your financial future. Deuteronomy 8:18 says, "But thou shalt remember the Lord thy God, for it is he that giveth thee power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant, which he sware unto thy fathers, as it is this day." Truett Cathy, founder of Chick-fil-A, said, "It's okay to have wealth, but keep it in your hands, not in your heart." Today, I want to discuss becoming a millionaire and share our personal story of becoming one. But first, I want to define what a millionaire is. So, what is a millionaire? Most people would think it's probably someone who makes $1 million. And while that might be true, they might be millionaires. They might not. If $1 million comes in and they spend all $1 million, then they're not a millionaire. $1 million is a person who has a $1 million net worth, meaning their assets minus their liabilities, what they own minus what they owe, is $1 million. And by the grace of God, Erica and I, in March, became millionaires. While many of you may be familiar with our story, for those that are not, you can go back and watch an episode called The Backstory. But just to summarize it here, in 2007, we essentially hit bottom. It was in August of 2007 we found the Dave Ramsey book, and we read that, and we talked about getting on a plan, and we worked to get out of debt. It took us about 3 years or so, and in 2010, October 1st of 2010, we got out of debt. Took us about 2011 to build our emergency fund. And then really since there, starting about 2014, I've been tracking our net worth as it's continued to grow. And in March of this year, 2024, by the grace of God, Erica and I became millionaires. Years ago, Dave Ramsey and the Ramsey Solutions team used to do a show called the Millionaire Theme Hour, where millionaires would call into the show and they would interview them. They'd ask certain questions, and you can find some of those back on YouTube, but they don't do that as much anymore, I don't think. I don't know why. We used to listen to them a lot, and they were kind of encouraging. So what we'd like to do in this episode is unpack some of the details about becoming a millionaire and kind of simulate the idea of having a millionaire theme hour. So why are we doing this? I promise you it's not to brag or to boast, but rather to provide, a little bit of a backstory about us and our journey, and really to provide you hope and inspiration that no matter where you are in your financial journey, if you're just getting started, if you're deep in debt, if you're in the messy middle, or you're kind of on the backside of close becoming a millionaire, our hope is that this will provide some inspiration and encouragement for you to keep going. Again, it's not to boast or brag or whatever. I mean, I think it's kind of common sense. You would think that a financial advisor or a financial planner would be good with their money, right? So you would think that they would be building wealth. And that's what we've done. Essentially, what I encourage my clients to do and what I advise my clients to do is the exact same things that we've done. We do the exact same things. We budget, we get out of debt, we have adequate savings, we're adequately insured, we have an estate plan, we invest. I invest clients the same way, money, I invest ours. And we walk this path of reducing taxes, all these types of things. And why do we do that? Because it works. That's why. And that's what we want to try to illustrate here is that working a proven plan to wealth will work if you work the plan. Before getting too deep into this episode, though, there are two people that I would like to personally thank publicly. The first one is my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. The reality is that everything that I have in my life, He has either given me or enabled me to have. The breath in my lungs, the strength in my muscles, the abilities, the minds, the teaching, everything that I have. He is my creator, my savior, my redeemer, my provider, my sustainer, and really a whole lot more. And so any glory that comes about from this, it is all because of Him. Without Him, none of this would have been possible. The second person I like to thank, that again, without this person, none of this would have been possible either, is my wife, whom I affectionately refer to as Mrs. Beautiful, but her name is Erica. Her faithfulness, her support, her efforts, her frugalness, her hard work has gotten us to where we are. She has made me and continues to make me a better man. And this milestone that we're hitting here really is part of the fruit of that relationship with her. Because I promise you, without her, none of this would have been possible. And so I have a special treat for you today. I was able to convince Mrs. Beautiful to do this show with me. Now, normally I do it in my office standing up, but the part of the problem is I'm 6 foot and she's 5'4.5". That's what she says, 5'4.5". So, only short people kind of count the half, right? So rather than doing this show standing up with the microphone, in between us and not being able to hear and stuff, what we decided to do is we did this at our dining room table, sitting down there. So we're more at the same height and hopefully it has a better video. So without further ado, here is the show with myself and Mrs. Beautiful.
Welcome, Mrs. Beautiful, to the True Wealth Financial Show.
Thanks for having me.
Glad you're here. Hey, so what we're going to do here is we're going to kind of go back and forth asking questions. I'll ask a question and then Erica will answer it and I'll probably chime in. And then she'll ask a question and I'll answer it and then she'll probably chime in. And we'll just kind of go through some questions here and hopefully it'll be helpful or at least entertaining for you. All right. So Mrs. Beautiful, you can kick it off.
Let me kick it off. Okay. So what is our net worth?
Yes. So our net worth. So as of the middle of March, when we hit that $1 million mark, our net worth was $1,004,459. So we just kind of barely got over that one, but we're there. You are a millionaire. Congratulations.
Congratulations to you.
Okay. And so what are our ages?
I'm 46. And
I too am 46. I'm just a couple months older than her.
okay. So what is everything invested in?
Yeah, great question. So we have the vast majority of it is in real estate. So we got about $740,000 in real estate, comprised of 2 different properties that we own. We have about $267,000 in investment accounts, retirement accounts, 401ks, IRAs, brokerage accounts, stuff like that. We have about 20 something, maybe $30,000 of personal use assets. So a car, golf cart, things like that, personal. We don't really count the household personal good stuff. And then about $50,000 in cash, give or take, any particular day. So if you add those up, that's kind of where the majority of it is invested in. So next question is, then from a careers perspective, what have we done over the course of building this $1 million? What are our careers?
Okay. So I started out as a Navy active duty service member as a cryptologist in 1997. And then once we got married and started having kids, I left the military after 6 years, raised our kids, but then joined the reserves. And so I continued to serve in the reserves, which I love. And during that time, as the kids were getting older, I took a couple deployments here and there, and then I was able to kind of transfer from what my military job training was over into the cybersecurity field. And so I currently work for a agency as a cybersecurity analyst. What about you, Mr. Potter?
So we started this, this journey, we essentially started in 2007. You've watched the backstory from 2007, 2010. That was kind of our main getting out of debt stages. 2011 was kind of building an emergency fund and kind of getting some stuff back that we had lived without for a while. And then, the majority of it was wealth building. So from my perspective, was a system engineer working kind of in the defense contractor intelligence space for many, many years. Transitioned maybe the last 6-7 years ago into the cyber world. Actually kind of following her. She kind of got there first. And so I started kind of going that route as well. And then obviously now kind of transitioning more into financial advising and financial planning over the last almost 9 years.
Yeah.
2015 is when I kind of first started that more so.
Okay, seeing as we discussed our careers during the last 20 plus years, what was our range of income for about the last 20 years.
Yeah. So our range of income obviously varied. We had a lot of twists and turns, ups and downs and stuff like that. And so I went back and looked to see kind of what they were combined over the years. And so 2006, which is the year really before we started on this, before we found Dave Ramsey, we made $23,000. That was with 4 kids and family of 6. So that was a fun year. No, not really at all.
Hopefully good luck.
Yeah, a lot of Goodwill trip. But in 2007 was the year we actually kind of found Dave Ramsey. So from 2007 till now, our range, our lowest was 96,000 and our highest was 268. But there's only really 3 years we made over 200. And so our average amongst that time was $159,000. That was what our average was. But unfortunately, it wasn't just linear and straight. It was, kind of all over the place. We'll dig into that a little bit more here as we get down.
Not bad for 2 self-made individuals that had to go in the military to pay for our college because our parents couldn't afford to send us to college.
Not bad.
It
Not
was
bad.
good. Good experience.
Speaking of colleges and stuff, so what are our degrees and our GPA?
Okay, so my degree is the degree in business administration, what they focus on accounting, and I had a 2.7. And I'm currently pursuing a master's, and I think my GPA is like 3.2. What's your degrees and your GPA overachieve?
So I did look at my bachelor's degree. I have a bachelor's degree in information systems technology, but couldn't find the GPA, to be honest with you.
It's probably 4.0.
No, I think it was like a 3 something. It wasn't that. My master's degree, I got a master's in business. That was a 3.6. So I did look that up as well. So not 4.0 students by any stretch, just kind of average, not bad students, but just, show up to class, do your homework, do your schoolwork, study a little bit.
He's smart.
You pay.
Okay, so did we inherit any money, or did anybody give us money to help us get out of this?
Yeah. So we certainly had some people help us along the way, different things of people giving us stuff, especially in those early years when we were kind of struggling with stuff, but we did not inherit any money. My dad passed away in 1996. So I was 18, well before we even got married. And so I didn't really get anything from him. I don't anticipate getting anything from our parents now. My mom's well taken care of. She's done a good job for herself. And so she'll be fine. And I've actually encouraged her, it's her money, kind of do what you want with it. It's for her to provide for her stage of life. And then, I don't know about your dad.
Yeah, so my mom passed away, and then my dad was remarried. And so I think Ken and my stepmom Elaine should spend all the money that they've made. I don't know what their plans are. I think they're planning on giving a lot of it to charities, which I would encourage them to do with the money that they have worked hard to build. I don't plan on, I do not have any expectations of getting any money from anybody.
Yeah. So basically we did this kind of on our own, just with a lot of hard work, a lot of savings, and a lot of help from the Lord. So the next question is, did we borrow money, basically go into debt to invest it to build this wealth? Is that how we did it?
Not at all. Beforehand, we borrowed to do stupid stuff and to live. But afterward, we have not borrowed anything to invest in stock market or anything like that.
Yeah. So do you think any debt helped us in this at all?
No, I do not think so. I would have kept us in a bigger hole if we had kept on.
Yeah. So that was not the tool that we used. We didn't use OPM, other people's money, to borrow it, leverage it, and all that kind of stuff. So we did not do that.
Okay, so if we're not borrowing money to get rich, what is our stance on giving money?
Yeah. So giving played a good role in us. We're pretty good givers. I think we're pretty good givers. We've been consistently given to our church, all throughout the years we've been doing this. We've given the ministries, missionaries, missions, things like that. I actually think now giving is probably one of our, second or third largest line items in our budget. Really, we're doing pretty good givers. And actually, a goal of mine, really a goal of ours, is hopefully, Lord willing, over the next 20, 30 years, we'd like to give away $1 million. That would be pretty fun, right? To churches, to ministries, to missions, et cetera, things like that. People help spread the gospel. So that's a good goal.
That sounds like a call for you to your viewers to send in ideas of places that you financial support.
Yeah, there you go. Good. So here's a fun question that Dave asks on the Millionaire Theme Hours. What is the most expensive pair of jeans that we bought?
Okay, I think it's actually the same pair. Well, not the same pair of jeans because we do not wear the same jeans. That would be a little awkward, especially going out to dinner with our kids. They might find it odd. We're close, but we're not that close. So I think our most expensive pair of jeans that we bought were from the Levi's outlet in Foley, Alabama. They had a buy two pairs, get two pairs free. So you know us. Or if you know us, you know us. We are frugal. So we got four pairs of jeans for like under $200. So they were like $50 each. I think that's our most expensive pair of jeans. Normally he's a Kirkland brand kind of guy for $14.99, but he actually let loose, put his hair down, and bought himself a $50 pair.
Yep. I only have a couple pairs of jeans. And so normally they were from Costco, just whatever they were for $15 or whatever. But I bought two pairs of Levi's, have one pair on now, actually. They're actually very comfortable. I don't think I had Levi's since I was in high school before any of this. So so not big spenders on jeans. For sure.
No.
So I'm going to pause the conversation with Mrs. Beautiful right there. Normally, I try to keep these episodes about 20 minutes in length, and this interview and this discussion went a lot longer. So we're going to cut it into part 2. They'll come out next week. So next week, we'll address more questions. Specifically, we'll talk about how we did it. We'll talk about the setbacks we had, the mistakes we had, and a handful of other things. So your micro action for the week. Tune in next week to watch part 2, where we'll continue to talk about becoming a millionaire and sharing our path to get there. I hope that you find this information helpful. Hope it helps you on your financial journey. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them below or send an email to mike@truewealth.show. And until next time, hope you have a great day. Thanks again for taking the time to watch this week's episode of the True Wealth Financial Show. I encourage you to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. Additionally, you can find more information on our website at www.truewealth.show. One final note, though, as we wrap up to today's show. While I hope the information was helpful, valuable, and insightful, it's really for information and educational purposes only. Prior to making any decisions or taking any actions, I'd strongly encourage you to talk to your legal, tax, estate, or financial advisor who's familiar with the unique circumstances of your particular personal situation. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, hope you have a great day.